McCowen is there for us this morning. Sandy, a very good morning to you. And I remember 5 years ago, Qunu was the place where everything was centered around after we heard of the passing of our beloved Madiba. Give us some idea, we have some idea of what's been planned, but how are people feeling this morning? It is 5 years, you know, but the memory and the legacy continue to live, especially there in Qunu.
Yes, definitely. People are nostalgic this morning. There is definitely a legacy of this iconic man who will always go on forever. People are gathering here at his homestead in Qunu right now. We're expecting the MEC for Arts and Culture to lead this remembrance walk. She'll be joined by clergymen, traditional leaders and residents of Qunu as they do a 5-kilometer walk to the Qunu Youth and Heritage Centre. People here are very nostalgic this morning. They are definitely remembering 5 years ago, the very sad day when Nelson Mandela passed. I'm now joined by the MEC for Arts and Culture, Bolewa Tuniswa. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Today, people will be walking 5 kilometers on this remembrance walk. What would you like people to remember as they do this walk today?
We would love to remember what Honorable and Tatu Madiba did to the country, to this continent and international, as a peacemaker and a person who wanted to see people of South Africa and the continent reconciling.
So once the people arrive at the center, what will happen then?
When we arrive at the center, we will expect speakers from the Office of the Premier, through the Honorable Premier, the traditional leadership, the clergy, and the community leaders saying something about Tatu Madiba. Would love to commemorate him in a very unique way so that we can also interact with the community of Qunu.
Once that ceremony is over, what happens then? What happens with the commemoration scene, that is planned?
What we would love to do is to really pass a message which says, let us live the legacy of Utata Mandela. Let us remember what he stood for, the values and the programs that he wanted us to take through as this government. So we are going to make sure that the legacy projects that we have started in this area will be taken forward. For instance, as we commemorate his legacy, we want to make sure that the people of this area, they play, they sing, they praise about what Tatu Madiba did as we celebrate his centenary.
Thank you so much for joining us. That was the MEC for Arts and Culture, Bolewa Tuniswa. As you heard, the 5-kilometer walk will be happening anytime now. The people will be walking to the Heritage Centre in Qunu, where candles and prayers will be held to remember the icon.